All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kadash, Barakatah. Double honors to the apostle and elders of GMS who were well. Peace and salutation to elect Akim on the four corners, pushing the truth with sincerity. Peace be unto you. This is going to be about hypocrisy and how we should abstain from it, how the Most High does not like it. And let's get to it. This is Romans chapter 2, verse 17. Behold, thou art called a Jew, and retest in the law, and makest thy boast of God, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, and a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Verse 23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou God? For the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law, but if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. So it was saying, if you commit an adultery, how are you going to tell somebody not to commit adultery if you commit adultery? How are you going to tell somebody not to steal when you're stealing? How are you going to tell somebody they're not supposed to light a fire on the Sabbath day and cook, and you light a fire on the Sabbath day and cook? You know, there's no respect of persons with the Most High. You know, the law wasn't just set for, okay, they got to follow it, but you can break as many laws as you want to. No, you got to follow it. You know, and the Most High looks at that. The angels look at that. The angels see that. So you got to basically practice what you preach. You know, you got to teach yourself as well. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thine own eye? Now, if you look at the definition of mote and beam, they're basically the same thing. So we're saying, how are you going to say, look, you got something in your eye when you got something in your eye yourself? Reading on. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. So first, you got to get rid of what you doing first. You got to take care of what you, if you're doing the exact same thing, you can't rebuke somebody else for doing the exact same thing. He says, remove your sin first. So let's say you are, let's say adultery. Let's say a person is committing adultery and another person is committing adultery. You can't sit up there and rebuke that person. Oh, you can't commit adultery, and you commit adultery. Now it says first, remove the mote out of your own eye, which means you got to stop doing it first. Ask for repentance. Hope the Most High will give you repentance for that. And then you can rebuke another person for that. So, but you got to take care of your own house first. Work out your own salvation, because you just being a hypocrite. This is, matter of fact, that's the end of that from this verse. But the point I'm stressing is that you're supposed to make sure that you keep, the laws yourself when you trying to rebuke somebody for doing something. Here you are. Let's say you are, let's say you're doing something like, you don't have a job and part of the congregation, and you rebuking somebody else for not having a job, or say, hey man, you can't be leeching off brothers, but you're doing the same thing. You got to take care of yourself first. And the Most High sees that, and you're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. You got to, seriously work out your own salvation. You got to make sure that, you're setting an example, because, we're teaching them. We're being the leaders of the blind. This is, Salakia. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 14. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, matter of fact, Salakia, I'm reading off of my Bible. Let me go on my sword channel so you can see. 1 Corinthians 12 and 14. It says, for the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, it is therefore not of the body. And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it hath pleased him. And if they were all one member, where is the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. So we're all, part of the same body, and we have different functions. So now when you, let's say you have a ailment in the body. Let's say you have a toothache or earache or something of that sake. Now you got to tend, all members of the body have to tend to that. But now let's say if you got an earache and a footache and a this ache and a that ache, what sense does it make if, you got one part of the body trying to rebuke another part of the body when they're both not even functioning right? So you always got to make sure that you aren't committing the exact same sin. Now this does not mean, okay, you have to be completely sinless to rebuke somebody else. That's not what that means, because we all fall short of the grace of God. So you can't just assume that it means that if you have any type of sin whatsoever that you can't rebuke, that's not what this is saying. You can't be a hypocrite, So if you're doing the exact same thing as somebody and you call yourself rebuking them for the exact same thing, and also, just like, how it's talking about mercy, here you are, let's say it's a sin that you committed before, and then you were given mercy. And then all of a sudden another person doing the same sin that you're not doing it no more, so you can rebuke them, but you don't even give him the mercy that was extended unto you. Then you being a hypocrite too. So it says, the mercy that you give out, that's the measure of judgment you give out. That's the measure that you're going to receive back in return. So the Most High doesn't like that. And on that note, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash, Barakatah. Shalom, peace unto the elect. Peace be unto you, and shalom.